Have you ever stopped to think about how technology has changed the way we drive? Remember when self-driving cars seemed like something out of a sci-fi movie? Well, we're no longer living in the future. The revolution is happening right here, on the roads of the United States, and it's closer than you think. I had the chance to try one of these technologies myself, and let me tell you, the feeling of driving without holding the wheel is something you need to experience to believe. And the most surprising part? It wasn't a Tesla or some unknown startup. It was a Ford, the traditional brand many of us grew up with. Ford launched a system called BlueCruise, which allows hands-free driving on specific highways, called Blue Zones, that add up to over 200,000 miles across North America. That means you can literally take your hands off the wheel and let the car do the work on many major roads across the country. Imagine yourself driving at 75 miles per hour and realizing you don't need to hold the wheel. Sounds weird, right? Until the moment you realize you're really doing it and your adrenaline kicks in. I felt that strange mix of fear, excitement, and curiosity all at once. But what if something goes wrong? Will the car know how to handle unexpected situations? And will you be able to trust it enough to truly relax? Those questions were spinning in my head as I hit the button to activate BlueCruise. And I want to tell you everything. What I felt, what worked, and what kept me on edge. If you love cars, technology, or just want to see what the future of driving looks like, stick around. Because this video is more than just tests and technical data. It's a journey that will challenge your imagination and maybe change the way you think about driving. Before we dive in, smash that like button and subscribe so you don't miss any of our real-world automotive tech experiences. Now, let's dive deep into what makes BlueCruise so special, and at the same time, so challenging. This isn't your typical cruise control you find in cars from the 90s. This is a technological leap that allows hands-free driving on pre-mapped highways, totaling over 200,000 miles across North America. These highways are known as Blue Zones, and come with detailed digital maps that the system uses to navigate safely. The car uses a combination of sensors, radars, cameras, and ultra-detailed digital maps to understand everything around it, from lane markings to the speed of surrounding vehicles, and even the geometry of curves. It can accelerate, brake, keep distance, and adjust its position in the lane, all without you touching the wheel. But hold on, this doesn't mean you can switch off your attention. There's an internal camera watching you. Yes, a driver-facing camera monitoring your eyes. If the system detects you're looking at your phone, the back seat, or your eyes are closing longer than recommended, it sends visual and audible alerts to bring you back to reality. Here's the crucial point. BlueCruise is designed as an assistant, not a pilot. It expects you to be ready to take over at any moment, even when you're relaxing. This blend of autonomy and responsibility is what makes the experience so unique, and for me, so intense. I remember the exact moment I activated BlueCruise for the first time. I pressed the button on the steering wheel, looked straight ahead, and took my hands off. For a few seconds, everything felt normal. And then it hit me. I was actually driving hands-free. The feeling is hard to describe, a mix of freedom, anxiety, and respect for the technology holding the wheel. And more. As I drove, I realized the system is already primed to evolve. Ford has confirmed that soon we'll get updates that allow automatic lane changes, ramp entries and exits, and eventually, hands-free city driving. All this shows we're not just looking at a tech system. We're witnessing a silent revolution that will forever change how we move. In the next video, I'll tell you what it's like testing BlueCruise in real traffic situations, with curves, other vehicles, and even that unexpected moment that almost made me take back control immediately. Let's talk about the moment I activated BlueCruise on the highway. That instant when you actually decide to trust the machine and surrender to the future of driving. I was on an interstate highway, traffic flowing smoothly, going about 75 miles per hour. The button on the steering wheel was right there, just waiting to be pressed. I took a deep breath and hit it. Suddenly, the car took over. It smoothly accelerated to maintain speed, perfectly aligned itself in the lane, and began monitoring all the vehicles around. That's when the butterflies hit. The feeling of taking my hands off the wheel after all those years gripping it felt like a gamble. Is this really going to work? The answer came quickly. The car held its course, made tiny adjustments in the curves, and even slowed down as it approached a slow truck ahead. Meanwhile, my eyes stayed glued to the road, but in a different way. I no longer needed to worry about constantly correcting the steering. My mind got space to notice details I used to miss: the scenery, the different cars, the feeling of the wind through the window. With every passing second, my confidence grew. The system seemed to see far beyond what my eyes could catch. It anticipated situations and reacted with almost robotic precision, but at the same time, smoothly, almost humanly. Yet that sense of autonomous driving didn't completely erase my internal alertness. I knew I'd have to take control at any moment, so my hands hovered close to the wheel, ready to act in a split second. And that's the balance BlueCruise operates on. It's a powerful aid, but one that depends on driver cooperation. Ford makes it clear, this isn't a system to zone out completely, but to transform the driving experience, making it less tiring and safer. In the next segment, I'll share that unexpected traffic moment, a situation that pushed the system to its limits and might surprise even the biggest skeptics. Midway through the trip, an unexpected moment hit. A truck ahead started slowing down abruptly, and behind it, a heavy flow of cars made the maneuver tricky. That's when BlueCruise showed both its real capabilities and its limits. The system detected the slowdown, decreased speed, and adjusted the distance to keep a safe gap. The car stayed calm, but my heart raced. Suddenly, a vehicle cut into my lane without warning, almost forcing me to take control to avoid a collision. At that moment, my hands grabbed the wheel quickly, but the system had already prepared braking and steering corrections, making my reaction easier. That moment was a clear reminder. Even with all the technology, the driver must stay alert and ready to act. BlueCruise is an assistant, not a replacement. But you know what's impressive? Even in that critical situation, the collaboration between human and machine was perfect. The technology did its part and gave me the edge, and I, as the driver, was there to finish the job. Experiences like this show that the future of driving will be a partnership between humans and autonomous systems, combining the best of both worlds to enhance safety and comfort. In the next video, I'll talk about Ford's future plans for BlueCruise, how this technology will evolve in the coming years, and how you can get access to it today. Midway through the trip, an unexpected moment hit. A truck ahead started slowing down abruptly, and behind it, a heavy flow of cars made the maneuver tricky. That's when BlueCruise showed both its real capabilities and its limits. The system detected the slowdown, decreased speed, and adjusted the distance to keep a safe gap. The car stayed calm, but my heart raced. Suddenly, a vehicle cut into my lane without warning, almost forcing me to take control to avoid a collision. At that moment, my hands grabbed the wheel quickly, but the system had already prepared braking and steering corrections, making my reaction easier. That moment was a clear reminder. Even with all the technology, the driver must stay alert and ready to act. BlueCruise is an assistant, not a replacement. But you know what's impressive? Even in that critical situation, the collaboration between human and machine was perfect. The technology did its part and gave me the edge, and I, as the driver, was there to finish the job. Experiences like this show that the future of driving will be a partnership between humans and autonomous systems, combining the best of both worlds to enhance safety and comfort. In the next video, I'll talk about Ford's future plans for BlueCruise, how this technology will evolve in the coming years, and how you can get access to it today. Now let's talk about how you can actually get access to this technology today. Many imagine hands-free driving as something from a distant future, but the truth is, BlueCruise is already available on several Ford models like the Mustang Mach-E, F-150 Lightning, and Lincoln Navigator. To get BlueCruise, you just need to purchase one of these equipped vehicles and activate the system, which includes map updates and consent for using internal driver monitoring cameras. The investment isn't small, but when compared to the safety, comfort, and technological advancement you're getting, it's a leap worth taking for those who love innovation and want to stay ahead. Additionally, Ford offers subscription packages for BlueCruise, meaning you can try the technology for a period without commitment or choose to keep the service active for months or years, with constant updates included. An important point is driver responsibility. Even with the system activated, you need to stay attentive and be ready to take control at any moment. Ford makes this clear, and it's one of the pillars that ensures system safety. Finally, for curious enthusiasts, it's worth following forums, user groups, and social media to share real experiences and tips on using BlueCruise, because deep down, this technology is growing alongside the community that uses it. In the next video, I'll bring a summary covering the pros, cons, and everything you need to know to decide if BlueCruise is right for you. Here we are at the final stretch of this incredible journey into Ford's BlueCruise, a technology that, in just a few years, promises to forever change how we drive, how we interact with our vehicles, and, in a way, even how we relate to the very idea of mobility. But does BlueCruise truly represent the future of driving, or are we facing just another tech promise that will end up falling short? The answer, as with every major innovation, isn't simple or one-sided. It depends on each driver's perspective, the trust we place in technology, and of course the real conditions in which it is applied. What we can say for sure is that BlueCruise is much more than just a driver assist system. It's the beginning of a revolution behind the wheel. It combines a sophisticated network of cameras, radar sensors, and artificial intelligence to create an electronic co-pilot that can take on complex tasks such as keeping the vehicle in its lane, adaptively controlling speed, and even automatically changing lanes, all on specific roads known as blue zones. But this revolution goes far beyond that. The system is continuously learning and evolving, thanks to over-the-air updates Ford regularly sends out, making the car smarter and safer every day, as if it's growing and improving itself. This technology represents a huge leap in road safety, helping to reduce accidents caused by distraction, fatigue, or human error, which account for an alarming share of accidents on American roads. Moreover, BlueCruise brings unprecedented comfort, especially for those who drive long distances. Imagine being able to relax a bit, take your hands off the wheel on a busy highway, and trust that your car is alert and reacting to every move in traffic. But it's important to stress that despite all its sophistication, BlueCruise is not a full autopilot. It still relies on the driver, alert and ready to take control at any moment. This partnership between human and machine is what ensures the system's effectiveness and safety. Looking ahead, the possibilities are even more incredible. Ford is working to expand BlueCruise into urban areas, where the challenge is much greater due to the complexity of traffic, the presence of pedestrians, cyclists, traffic lights, and countless other unpredictable variables. If this goal is achieved, we will witness a true urban driving revolution, where drivers will be able to delegate more and more tasks to the system, making driving less stressful and safer. However, like all innovation, the path is not free of obstacles. Beyond technological barriers, there are regulatory, infrastructure, and most importantly, cultural challenges. After all, many drivers still need to get used to trusting a system that takes partial control of the wheel. Ford, however, is committed to overcoming these challenges, investing heavily in research, testing, and dialogue with regulatory bodies to ensure BlueCruise's expansion happens safely and responsibly. For those passionate about automotive technology and innovation, or just seeking more comfort and safety while driving, following this evolution closely is essential. Because BlueCruise isn't just a tech tool, it's the gateway to a future where cars and drivers work together to create smarter, more efficient, and more human mobility. And to close, I leave you with an invitation. After everything we've seen and discussed here, would you feel comfortable and confident letting BlueCruise take the wheel on your next trip? Share your opinions, questions, and experiences in the comments, like the video to support our channel, and subscribe to Gearheads United to keep up with all the innovations transforming the automotive world. Here, we live and breathe innovation on wheels, and we want you along for the ride. Until next time, and may your passion for cars and technology never stop accelerating.